Hi, I'm Jill Williamson, and this is part one of my two-part series on how to format your manuscript for Kindle and get it for sale on Kindle. The first thing you need to do is open the manuscript that you're wanting to transfer into a Kindle book. So I've opened my document here, and you need to save it as an HTML file. So you go to your File menu, and you hit Save As. Make sure you have it in the place you want to save it. And then under Save As Type, down here at this box, you click Web Page Filtered. And you hit Save. And you hit OK. Now, here you have this document. Make sure you have it the way you want it to show up. If you want to have the copyright information as the first page, you need to have that in here. If you don't have to have it in there. A good thing to do is to turn on your paragraph marks so you can see the paragraph marks. Up at the top menu is a little backwards P. Click on that and you'll see where you have paragraphs and page breaks. Now I have inserted my page breaks already to know how I want this to look on Kindle. So the first page that's going to show up on my Kindle document will say the title, Blood of Kings Book 1 by Jill Williamson, and I'll have the websites there. Then it'll be a page break and I will have my map. Then there'll be another page break and it'll say Part 1, Aiken. Then there'll be another page break and it'll say 1, and it'll start with the text. Now, because I have a map, that's an image. I don't want it to say map, so I'm going to delete that word, and I'm going to have to go up to Insert, Picture from File. Now, it's very important that you have the picture saved in a place where you know where it is too. I recommend setting up a file on your desktop or in a certain folder that's titled Kindle Book and the title of the book, and you can keep the cover image in there, the HTML file we just created, and any other images you might have. So I'll have a cover image and I'll have a map. So I'm inserting the picture and I know where my picture is hiding, so I have to go find it. Bear with me a moment. Okay, so here's my map. So I insert my map. Now it's really big and you can shrink it a little bit, but the Kindle will resize it the size it needs to be, but for the sake of having to look at this thing, I shrink it down a little bit. Okay, so I have my page break, I have my map, then I have Part 1, Aiken, and then the text starts. Now you need to format some things. You need to do searches for each chapter to make sure that everything is formatted the right way. You want your chapter centered in the middle, if you want it to say chapter, if you don't, whatever you want it to do. You need to go through and make sure that everything is formatted the way you want it to be formatted. Sometimes when you switch over to an HTML format, things get screwy. Make sure that if you have these section breaks that your asterisks are all still centered. And this will take you a while, and I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now, but you really want to take the time to go through and look at it all and make sure that there's no weird formats. You want to do a search for tabs and make sure there's no tabs still hiding in here. You might have tabs in between your asterisks if you want to separate them like that. Those tabs are fine, but you don't want to have a tab before a or right after a paragraph. It'll have indentations in here and it'll make the format screwy. So you make sure you do that. Take the time to do it. I highly recommend listening to my other posts on how to format a manuscript to clean it up before you do this process so that it'll be really clean and tight and there won't be any weird things hiding in here, like line breaks and things like that. So once you have this all saved, that's all you really need to do. You have your map in there. If you want to put the cover in there, you can, but what I'm going to show you later to do is a way to upload this where you can do something special with the cover. So I recommend leaving the cover out of this document and saving it like that. So make sure you save it, say yes, and you're ready to go for step 2, which is to upload it to the Amazon Kindle.